B68.
Okay. Yep.
Okay, this is beam C68. What he's doing here is he's cutting off the 4 intact bolts in the bottom end of this box beam. Let me go around the other side now. Okay. These here are the 4 important bolts.
This is N8. Looks like from the thickness of the steel, it was somewhere in the 70s or 80s as far as floors. And we're going to take some samples off of here and off of the web there because they may be different types of material. Yep. And then if somebody wants to put a piece of a note with the sample in here, in one of these guys.
We think you've been down here all morning not doing nothing?
Hey, man.
Piece here was taken off the flange end of N8, tree N8. So we'll be doing metallography on this piece. Right there. Okay, this is a piece off the box end of N8 tree. We've cut from the flange coming out right here. This is the piece itself that we'll be doing for metallurgical analysis.
We're going to wind up taking an end here, probably an end off the other side, the third column. Yeah. We're going to cut off this piece for metallurgical analysis. It's got some interesting pressure in the weld down here. We're going to take a piece off of here because this material might be different than this. And over here on the flange, we're going to take material off because this is different from the base metal also. So we're going to see what this is, what this is, and what this is.
Okay, so we're going to cut this piece off here. Again, this is off of N-8. This is the middle column at the bottom. So I'm going to cut this off here. That's going to the boulder, gentlemen.
There you go.
Okay, this is N-8 again. What we're looking at here is the left column. This is the bottom end. We're going to cut off this piece for metallurgical analysis here. Off of the bottom flange, we're going to cut off a corner here for metallurgical analysis. Also off the bottom flange, we'll be cutting off another corner of the flange right here, and this corner as well for metallurgical analysis.
Well, I can't be here all day. I think that, you know, a piece out of, I think you wanted one piece.
Opposite from what's interesting.
This is M8.
Okay, this is again N8. It's the left column at the bottom. We're taking a piece of this box end off of here. It's about 2 inches long.
Loud.
Okay, this is off N8. This is off the left column here, the bottom flange. I'll be removing a piece from this corner right here for metallurgical analysis. Also, we'll be removing a piece of this portion of the flange right here for metallurgical analysis. And also either one of these two corners right here, whichever we can take off for metallurgical analysis.
Narrate.
Okay, this is off of N8. We scrapped going from the left column. This is what we initially were going to do, but it'll be much easier for us to take it from the right column here, so it's in the same area, just on the opposite side. We'll be removing a piece from this flange here. We'll be removing a piece from this part of the flange here. We'll be removing a piece of this part of the flange from here. So it'll be 3 pieces that I remove from the flange of N8, the right column, and the bottom portion.
Office section of M9, although it also has a number N11 on it. The identification we're using is M9. It's a section that's peeled off with a large weld section. Section M9 over here, which appears to be a section with a submerged arc weld. And we're going to be looking at the combination of the 1/4 inch thickness on what appears to be the flange and analyzing the weld. This section is going to boulders.
Documented. People need to know what it looks like.
And partially submerged arc weld.
Okay, I need.
Put this in our suitcase.
M9.
The M9 is identification.
Trying to figure out this is the inside or the outside. This is the outside. Okay. Flange, top, left, M9. Yes.
How much do they want? A piece like that.
Wait till we get done then.
Hold on a second.
1 second.
That's not good.
Nice and loud.
We're looking at N8 again. This is the middle column. This is a piece that we've removed from the flange of the I-beam that will be sent to Boulder.
One minute.
And there it goes.
8. We're on the right column here at the very bottom. Looking at the flange, we've taken some pieces off of the flange here. We have this piece right here that was coming off of this flange. We have another piece that was welded to the flange here that we've taken off. We're also taking a piece off of this part of the flange here. And they're all going to be used for metallographic analysis.
So this is N3, and we're going to cut some pieces off of the, what are they calling these connecting pieces between the columns again?
Spandrel.
The spandrel, and a few pieces off the box beam itself. This is just a fragment of one box beam.
So now, one thing that I've noticed so far is on the pieces that we've taken,
Yeah.
if we look at the box beam, now, assuming that all 4 pieces are on the outside,
Box beams are painful.
man, that stings me. There's a lot of teeth too.
Cold down.
Well,
Anyone wants to narrate while the wind's not blowing?
Come on, the voice. Get going there, Steve. Narration.
this is off of N3.1. This is a panel to the box beam. We're not sure exactly where this is located, if it's at the top or the bottom, but hopefully we'll find out.
I'll go back. This all going to work for you.
Narrate?
This is the flange from N3. We're not sure where this is from. It's from the top or the bottom, or if it's from the left or the right column. It's definitely not the middle column though. And we know that because of the markings on the flange.
Alright, we're done with N3.
K1?
Yeah, K1.
All right, we're looking here at very mangled K1 that NIST has designated. The flange, it looks like this part right here is the middle column. We can tell that because on the inside of the flange here, there's only one piece, whereas for the other ones, it has 4 pieces on there. So this is from the middle column here. We're looking at the inside, looking from the inside of the building out. I'll be removing pieces from here for metallurgical analysis. That's the flange for the spandrel.
Give Steve's jellified arms a rest.
I'll show you a good picture of this. That's crazy.
Yep.
This is a floor mounting flange on the spandrel on part K1. We're going to take a sample of it. Floor hangs below it. Sure.
Okay.
Okay, this is a part of the base metal for the box beam for K1.
Okay, you have to yell.
Hold on, we gotta figure out where to take it.
I'm ready.
Okay, this here is a part of N4. What we're gonna do is that this is the middle column. We're able to tell from the back side, although we have no idea of the height of it. We're gonna remove a piece from the flange here for the base material of the column, as well as remove a piece of the spandrel right here for metallurgical analysis. This is N4.
Now it says
What do we have off K1 altogether?
today is April 11th,
K1.
approximately 2 o'clock in the
that should be
afternoon.
it.
Just those two?
Talk a
Do we,
little louder.
We're cutting on section K1. We are looking at a cut made on the lower outside. Let's see, was it the bottom, the outside, the left hand column of a set of 3 columns. We're going to move over. Pan out. Now we're going to move over, looking along the bottom side of the set of beams to the center column. This is the center column of K1, and we're looking at a cut on the lower outside of the middle of K1.
low one outside, ball one. This is spandrel.
It's not part of this tree though.
Trying to get in here.
Okay, let me get it over here.
Or you can take them right off this one right here.
Okay, looking at K1, we're going to start cutting it from the middle of the columns of K1.
Spandrel.
Spandrel. Okay. Spandrel.
You don't have to do quite so much cinematography.
I'm just trying to provide perspective as to where the cuts
I
are
see.
being made. That's all. The ticket. Oh, excuse me.
All right.
I got it.
Go right ahead.
Ticket fell off?
Okay.
That's it.
Well, there was a ticket on the
Just at K1.
the top side, but it's K1. So, and this is the mark right here. Okay. Okay, now we're looking at the section just after it was cut off here. You can see a corner is missing on this piece. It's on section K1. This is section K1, and now, hang on. This is section K1. We have started cutting on NIST N1 over here. That's Mike Savage in the green shirt, and that's Tim Fakey in the gray shirt, and doing the photography. Come on, Marine, I gotta get this in. Okay, over here, that's Steve Benovic in the green shirt and Jim Fink in the red shirt. And moving back over to the camera doing the cinematography is Maureen Williams. And I'll provide some more details on what cuts are being made on NIST N1. Okay, we're looking at NIST N1. We're actually cutting around on the other side, so I'm going to slowly walk around to the back side of this member so that you can see where the cuts are being made. That's Tim. Okay. So I don't know if I can get a good shot of this or not, but we've already made one cut on this piece here. Right there. Let's see. All right, Tim, is this the top or the bottom?
Top.
This is the top, and it's the back side, correct?
It is the outside.
It is the outside.
I thought it was fitting a little weird.
That's right. This is the outside. This is the top, outside, and there's only two columns on this.
Well, we're calling the center and the left, or actually 2 and 3, I believe it's called.
Right. And currently, we just started the cut right here. That's on the, what was this? What are those webbings?
Spandrels.
Spandrels. We're working on a cut from the spandrel. Okay, this is a shot of the completed cutout on the spandrel from section N1. Okay, we're preparing to start some cutouts on our third section for the day. This is my reference point. This is K1. Over there in the back where it says NIST N1, that was N1, and now we are preparing some cuts on K2. Is this N2 or K2? I want to make sure I get K2. We're preparing cuts on K2. This is a this is the inside. Hang on a second. Okay, this is a rectangular cutout, so that means that this is the bottom of this section. We're preparing to take a cut. It looks like, is the very top of this beam missing?
Yes.
Okay, the very top of this beam is missing. So
About the last 4 feet of it.
the last 4 feet or so, that's an estimate of the beam is missing, but we're taking a cut from the column near the top. Okay, I'm going to show you the cuts that were made on section K2. Again, for reference point, this was section K1. That was the first set of columns that we cut from today. And this is section K2. This is the bottom, and we're going to be moving towards the top. Excuse me, Mike. I'm going to slide around behind you here. Yep. And this is close to the top of column K2. We're looking at the inside of the top of K2, and there's a cut that was made right there. You can see that right angle cut on the column, and then a cut was made right here on the spandrel of K2. Okay, finished the cuts on K2, and we are now moving on to the next set of columns. Again, this is my reference point here. This is K1, and currently we are working on this set of columns, which is M2, and I will get in closer to detail where the cuts have been made. Okay, this is column M2, and I'm going to take you in and show you where 2 cuts were made on the top parts of the column. This is a cut from M2, column 3, the top front right flange, and you can see the cut marks left on the flange right there. Coming over to that's column 2. This is column 1, and we've also taken a cut from the top front right flange of column 1. Okay, let's just reorient ourselves here. This is my starting point, K1, and we just finished cutting pieces from M2, and I'm going to show you where the rest of the cuts were made on this section, on this series of columns. So I already showed you the cuts that were taken from the top of the columns. Now we're going to move around to the middle and the bottom side. I have to step across these plates here, so okay. first cut, or rather I guess the third cut. This is again M2. This is designated M2 C2B S1, and it is a cut taken from the bottom of the spandrel attached to column 2. Okay, moving around over here. There are 2 cuts here. There's a cut on the left and a cut on the right. The cut on the right is designated M2 C3B step 1. It is a cut taken from the corner of the step on the inside of column 3, and next to it is M2 C3B shear 1, and that is a diagonal cut taken from the shear plate on the inside of column 3. Okay, now coming back over to this side, see the final cut taken on this on M2 is down here, and that is M2 C2B FL1, and that is a cut taken from column 2, the bottom left flange. Today is April 15th, 2002. It's approximately 1:30 in the afternoon. My name is Donald Kramer, and I am the cinematographer at the moment. Today we are continuing our work on collecting samples for metallurgical research from the World Trade Center. Over here, we're currently working over here on section N11. In addition to myself, we also have Mike Savage, who is on the far right in the olive shirt, the gray pants, Steve Banovic in the gray shirt and the jeans, just walking over there, and Maureen Williams is doing the photography. And I will do a walkthrough of the section after they have finished their cuts to detail what sections were taken. Okay, I'm going to do a walkthrough on the beam that we just cut into, and that was N as in Nancy or Norman 11. This is a point that I've been using to start from. This is K1, and we will be going over here to where N11 is. Okay, we've taken 4 cuts from section N11. Currently we are looking at the top side of this section here. This is the position of the first cut here. Let me move. Okay, that is N1C1T FL1. That is a cut from the top left flange of C1. This is on the outside. The box cutout is down here. This is C2. It's actually bent quite severely in the spandrel. So we're actually looking on the inside of the top of C2 here, where you can see the cutout. The cut that was taken is right there. That is N11 C2T FL1. That is a cut taken from the top left flange of C2, and the third cut is on C3. That is C3T FR1. That's the right flange. The last cutout, Steve, is taken from the middle spandrel here. This N11 actually ends in the middle of the beam. The bottom spandrel and the bottom of these beams are actually missing, so this there's a cutout right here, and this is C2M S1. That's a cutout from the middle spandrel next to column C2. Okay, we just finished cuts on the next the next section, which was N as in Norman 9. Currently, we're looking at the previous section that we were cutting into, which was N11. I already showed you the cuts in N11. N9 is right behind N11. We're looking at this structure here. As we look at it, we start from the left. That's column 1. In the middle, column 2. On the right here is column 3. Column 3 is broken off midway through the column, just below the middle spandrel. There are 4 cuts in this section here. And let me just continue to pan over here. This is, now we're looking at the bottom part of N9, and be careful here, and right down here is the bottom. Okay, and the first cut is let's say it's right up here, right where that chalk mark is there. It's a cut from, that is C3T FL1. That's a cut from column 3. This is column 3. That's the top side of the beam, the left flange on the front side. The next cut is right over here. This is column 1 that we're looking at now, and the designation for this cut here was C1M FR1. That stands for column 1, middle of the column, and that's the front side and the right side flange. In order to show you the other cuts, I need to get around to the back side. There's no convenient way to do that with tape running, so just a second. Okay, now we are looking at N9 from the other side, just to reorient ourselves here. This is the cut that I was just focused on here. That was the column 1, a cut from the middle of column 1, the front side right flange. Moving down here to the bottom of N9. Watch my footing here. There are 2 cuts on the bottom side, the bottom part of N9. Both of them are actually in the frame here. Zoom in a little bit. This right here is column 2, and we're looking at the bottom of column 2 and up this way, being towards the top. So this is C2B FR1. That's a cut from the bottom of C2, the front right-hand flange. And the final cut is a cut from the spandrel. That is designated as C2B S1. That would be a cut from the bottom spandrel adjacent to column 2. Okay, I'm going to show you the locations of 4 other cuts that we've made, and those are going to be the last cuts for today's session. This is where we started today. This is N11. I'm going to take you over to C43, which is over here. Okay. All right, this right here is C43. It's actually half of one column, and we're looking at column 3. This is the bottom of column 3. You can see the mangled end of this box beam here, and you can't really see the cutout from this angle very well, but we know that it's rectangular cutout, and it's the bottom. Over here, peeking out from underneath, you can see some of these connecting plates that connect this to another part of the tree. So here, this is the left side. Over here on the side is actually the top, and over here we're looking at the bottom, or the inside, I guess, the inside web. And then this is the left flange. This is the bottom of the box beam. So the first cut is actually taken from the spandrel. This is beam, or rather section C43, C3BS1, so that would be column 3, the bottom of column 3, and cut taken from the spandrel on the left side. Moving on up towards the middle of C43. Okay, right up here. This C43 is actually broken off about midway through, and this is again C43. This would be C3M. That's the third column, middle part of the column. FL1, that is the left flange on the front side. Okay, now moving back a ways, this right here is C16, and we have taken 2 cuts from C16. Let's see here. This is, let me see, this is the top. Do I have that right? Hang on a second. Okay. Sorry about that. No, we are actually looking at the middle section on C16. This beam is actually twisted off. Box beam is actually twisted off, or broken off at the middle. Okay, sorry about that again. Okay, so up here, this is the top. That is the top of the beam. On the underside, there's a square cutout. Right here is a connector plate that connects it to another series of columns. This is column number 3. That's the top of column 3. This down here is the middle section of column 3. There are 2 cutouts taken here. The first one is at the end of this long section of flange that has ripped along the seam here. It's taken at the very end here. This is C16. This is C3TFL1. That's column number 3, the top left flange. That's the left side. This is the right side. Coming down here, actually come around this way. This is the top spandrel next to column 3. This is C3T1. Again, that's the top spandrel adjacent to column 3. And let me see if I can get a better shot of this cutout for you here. Okay. Today is April 16th. It's 9:30 in the morning, and we are out cutting more samples from the World Trade Center debris. My name is Donald Kramer. This is Maureen Williams, the camera, and over here from right to left, that's Tim Fakey in the black pants, white shirt, and then to the left of Maureen is Steve Banovic and Mike Savage. We just finished a cut on the web, off of a web section on NIST N1, and I'll be taking you over there in just a second to show you where that cut was made. Okay. So this is NIST N1. We are looking at, this is NIST N1. We are actually looking at the inside of this section here. You can see a rectangular cutout. The rectangular cutouts are at the bottom. The cutouts are on the inside. This column over here is column 1. This is column 2. Column 3 is missing. This is the, as I said, this is the inside, and underneath is the outside. Move along. You can see that this is folded back over on itself. This is C2. Over here is C1. And the cut that we just made is taken right there. As we move along here, this is C1 that we're looking at on NIST N1, and the top is bent over on itself. That's the top down there. So this this is a cut that we just took out of N1. This is C1M, that stands for the middle of column C1, and that was taken from the outer web. So that would be, that's N1, C1M, OW1. Okay, I'm about to take you on a walkthrough of the cuts that we made on M, as in Mary, 10A and 10B. In the back here is NIST, this is NIST N11. 10A and 10B are right here in front of us. I'm going to take you around to the bottom side of 10A and 10B. Okay. This is a connector plate here that connects two trees. To the left of the tree is M10B, and over on this side is M10A. This is the first column. This is column 1. This here is column 2. And moving on up here, this is column 3. They're all broken off below the bottom end. 1, 2, 3. Continuing on from this connector plate onto 10B. This is column 1. This is column 2. And underneath here, that is column 3. We took 9 samples from these trees. The first one, wheat, is on column 1. It is taken from right here. And that was taken from the right hand flange of column 1 on the bottom side. That's M10A C1B FR-1. The next cut was taken from column 2 on 10A. It was taken from the inner web, so the inside of the web. That is M10A C2B for the bottom, IW1 for the inner web. The next cut is on column 3, and that is taken from the left flange of column 3. That is M10A C3B FL1. Moving on to 10B. There are 2 cuts here on the inner side. There's a cut taken off of the corner of a step on the inside of column 2. Right here. That is M10B C2B step 1. And this is, we're still looking at column 2. Column 2 is missing from the middle section to the top. This is the spandrel attached adjacent to column 2, and there's a cut taken right here. That's M10B C2B for the bottom of column 2 S1. That's the spandrel. So now we're coming around to what would be the top side of M10B. This is column 1, the continuation of column 1. It's missing from the middle section on up to the top. That is column 2, and what was underneath column 3, this is column 3 on 10B, continuing on up through the middle section. There's a cut right here. That is, let's see, that is a cut taken from the left flange on column 2 from the midsection. That's the left flange. That's M10B C2M for the middle of column 2, FL1 for the left flange. Okay. Coming on around here, there's a cut here. This is column 3 on 10B, and there's a cut taken right there from the right flange of column 3, the middle of column 3, tree M10B. And let's see, the next cut, I believe the last one is right here. We're actually back on 10A now, and that is this is tree M10A. We're actually looking at column 3. We're looking at the spandrel adjacent to column 3, and that is M10A C3B S1. Okay, I overlooked one cut down here. There, right there. That's a cut taken from the left flange on column 1 of tree M10B. Alright, this is in preparation for the walkthrough on NIST NN, which is over here. That's N11, and I'll be taking you over to NN. This is NN right here. This is the inside, there where the cutouts are, and there's a connecting plate right there. So this is the bottom, and that's the inside. This is column 3 from the tree NN. There are 2 cuts on this column. There's a cut right here. If we come over here, you'll see that this spandrel here actually continues on from the left side of column 3, and right adjacent, it appears that it tore off right adjacent to column 2. This is a cut from the spandrel. This is, I guess it's easier if I come around this way so that you can actually read the text.
A note and clarification, NN is no number?
No number. NNC2B S1. So this is a cut from the spandrel adjacent to column C2 near the bottom of the tree. And the other cut is near the middle, the top of NN of column 3. NN is not here, it's missing. This is, again, this is the side of NN, and this is the flange. So this is it's the, what is it? It says it's the left flange. The, is that right? Okay, yeah, that was it. We've corrected that. That flange was actually mislabeled here. This is actually the right flange on column 3, so that's NNC3M. This is the middle of column 3, FR1, the right flange. Okay, we're going to head to the back of the trees and the debris here, back to N12, which is in the back there, and Maureen is photographing a cut right now. This is N11 here in the front. Let me try to get back there as quickly as I possibly can. That's where we're going, is back there. I'll try to keep.
Give us a pretty good feel.
Okay. This is N12. We are looking at columns 2 and columns 3. This is the bottom of column 3. It extends up that way, it folds back over on itself, and comes back down this way. This is the top of column 3. Back down to the midsection, back up to the top. Next to it is column 2. This is the bottom of column 2, and it moves up that way, it folds back over on itself, and comes back over here. This is the top of column 2. Again, this is N12 that we were looking at. This is the top of column 2, the middle, the bottom. This is the location of the first cut on column 2. It's a cut from the left flange. So now we're looking at it from the bottom here. That's the left flange on column 2. C2B FL1. There are 2 other cuts on this tree. We'll have to come around to the other side to see them. Now we're looking at the bottom of column 3. This is the spandrel that's attached to column 3. Right there is the attachment point to column 3, and the spandrel is sort of rather conformal to the flange on column 3, and this is the connection point to column 2. There's a cutout right here. See if I can kind of. Okay, that is. Let's see. So that's C2B S1. So this is a cut from the spandrel adjacent to column 2. It's also near the bottom of the tree. This is the connecting plate that attaches this to an adjacent tree. And up here, a little bit further up on column 3, you can zoom in on that right there. That's a cut from the middle of column 3. That is C3M, so that would be the middle of column 3, and that is a cut taken from the left flange. C3M FL. To Today is April 18th, 2002. My name is Donald Kramer. I'm going to be doing some walkthroughs of pieces from the World Trade Center that we've cut samples for some metallurgical, some microstructural and chemical analysis. This is the layout of the debris that we have, and we've been gradually working our way from left to right.